What up, YouTube? Car videos are in play now. Alright, what's up, everybody? Long time no see. Time to give John Wick Sniping opinion on AMC. Oh, man, John Wick Sniping, he doesn't even own, man. Why does he keep talking it? I don't give a rat's ass if I own it or not. Most of you don't give a rat's ass if anyone owns it or not, because you've been watching YouTubers for 2 years and you never once asked them to show you shares. And when I tried to ask everybody to show shares, you didn't support it. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple things. One is the cost to borrow, and two, just overall YouTube and stock talk in general and how it's pretty much dead. There's only one subject to talk about anymore, and it's AMC. Unfortunately, it always was AMC for whatever reason. As you guys know, I always tell you, I don't know if YouTube's in cahoots with the narrative. Maybe they want to support the narrative. Maybe it is such a big problem that they just want people trapped in that stock, and they will push any content in support of buying and holding AMC. Anyway, how's buying and holding strategy looking these days after 2 years? Not so good, right? Well, I'm super anti-buying and holding. I'm more of a sit, watch, and wait, ride the wave, grab some cash if you can. Now, it's funny, I played a ticker FWBI probably a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago. I can't remember right now. So all of a sudden, this was a stock that had a large cost to borrow. It's currently at, like, per Webull, like over 500% or over 400%, something like that. And it was as high as like 600 or 700%. And I played it, and it did have a little run. But now they got some bad news this morning that one of their trials, you know, it's a pharmaceutical company. One of their trials didn't go well, and the stock tanked. It's like it got halved basically today. So what happens is you got a troll or a bot, I don't know. He found his way back to that video, which is super old at this point. And he's like, rest in peace. And I'm like, these idiots still think that I hold stocks. I don't hold stocks, people. If I'm in it more than a day, it's because I'm losing. If not, I am riding the volume and the wave and the price increase, and I'm trying to grab whatever cash that I can. That's all I do. That's my trading for the day. That's how I do things. I'm not buying and holding. So if I say a stock, that doesn't mean take the AMC mentality and like, oh, John Wick just said FWBI, I should get in and hold it forever. No, that's go check it out and see, is there still some juice left in there, and can you grab some cash off of it? But you look stupid coming back to an old video and saying rest in peace, like, haha, I gotcha, you don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's switch over real quick to AMC. Obviously, everybody knows that there's a super high cost to borrow currently on the stock. I would just caution it. I am thinking of possibly starting a small position, not for a MOASS, not to buy and hold hands forever with the rest of the people that have been losing since 72. It's like to ride it from like 4 to like 8 or 4 to 7, or any sort of profit that I feel like, okay, that's as high as I think it's going to go. It's time to let it go. So I might play it based on the high cost to borrow. But I will say this, caution yourselves with the cost to borrow, because the hopium YouTubers, they're not going to tell you this. They want you to just keep holding the stock. But I would caution you, because there's been a lot of traps that were set based off of high statistics like that, where they think, oh, retail, they'll figure it out. There's a high cost to borrow. They'll jump in and they'll squeeze it out. And it does work sometimes, but a lot of times it's a trap. It's a statistical trap, I call it. They know that we are smart enough to understand that a high cost to borrow means that you're paying a lot of money to short that particular stock, and that if you buy some shares, at some point they've got to cover, because they can't withstand the pressure of such a high cost to borrow. But I'll go back to ticker symbol FWBI. It was so high because I'm pretty sure insiders knew that their test wasn't going to work out, so they kept on shorting and shorting it. And the way the cost to borrow just keeps rising is because the demand of shorting is so high, and there is no shares left to borrow. So they've got to raise the cost to borrow. That way anybody that wants to short now has to pay a lot, because there's just no shares for them to allocate to you to short. So just a word to the wise, be careful with the high cost of borrowing AMC. AMC's been the target always. It's always been the target. So it's a stock that I just don't trust, just based on, if they want to screw you over, they're going to do it in AMC. Obviously, that's what they've been doing. So just be careful. Is it a decent risk play to try to run it for the cost of borrow and see if you can ride it up to maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 maybe? Yeah, it might be. But you definitely got to sit on it and watch it if you're going to get involved for that. And if it has the run, you better cash out real quick before there become shares available to re-short back down. And I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to go. I'm guessing, my opinion, the cost of borrow is so high because they already know. This is speculation. I'm not a financial advisor. Of course, everybody's got to start saying that stuff because people are getting in trouble for giving a sort of opinion, not backing it up with the fact that we're not financial advisors on YouTube. But, just be careful in playing the stock. But my opinion is that possibly it's up there that high because insiders already know that the judge is going to rule in AMC's favor and grant them the ability to do the reverse split and say that all was handled correctly or whatever the case may be. So insiders are getting the jump and they're trying to short as much as possible, because I have a feeling that if the judge does rule for the reverse split, you're going to get like that last bit of sourness from those that are still holding, and they're like, screw it, I'm dumping this shit, I'm gonna get rid of it, because I have a feeling it'll probably tank on a ruling for the reverse split. Because in my opinion, I'm pretty sure, no, I'm not pretty sure, it's already known that the retail investor in large part didn't vote for the reverse split. It was the institutional holders that were able to get voting rights, and they were the ones that dominated the vote, which I always told you. I told you in my other videos that we have issues in much bigger voting systems. You think AMC can't find a way to get the reverse split done even if you didn't want it to be done? I find it extremely hilarious that Phil for real goes around telling everybody that we all voted for it or you all voted for it. That's total bullshit. And Frankie called him out. Well done, Frankie. Last but not least, what I want to talk about in this video before I close it up is it just sucks that Stock Talk is dead. My opinion, guys like Trey, Matt, Lou, and the Hopium Click Club. The Hopium Click Club is Tony Denaro, Phil For Real, Boss Blunts, AMC Bigums. Those are the last of the Click Club. Those are the ones that were in favor of reverse split. Those are the ones that kiss Adam Aaron's ass, and they all ruined it. They ruined it. Like the rest of us that actually tried to come onto YouTube to see if we can help people make money by alerting them to stock plays, myself included, showing them that I'm actually playing the stocks that I'm alerting the public to. They killed it because no one's interested in seeing that. So I think that once AMC is done, I think Stock Talk is going to be officially done. So guys like Lou are going to just ride it until the wheels fall off, and the wheels are about to fall off. And it just sucks. It really does, because I always told you guys, if you don't get out and support YouTubers that are good, that that are really just trying to alert and help people make money, if you don't get in those comment section, then what's going to happen is YouTube and whoever sends out bot influence is going to overpower this whole game, and they're just nobody's gonna have the real people that watch it. They're gonna lose total interest because they see guys like Lou have been lying to you for 2 years, guys like Trey lied, made money, left, and so on and so forth. All the stories. And currently the last bit of the Click Club that I call them, they're still just trying to, they just can't admit that they're wrong on it, so they're just going to keep going with their narrative of Adam Aaron is great and the reverse split is needed, which is totally absurd. You didn't get in this to save AMC. You got in this to potentially make a lot of money if you could join with other people and squeezing shorts out of their position, their over leveraged position, therefore driving the price of the stock up very high and you cashing out and making a lot of money. But the Click Club, they're all trying to sell something different. They're trying to say who's going to want to short a company that has no debt. Give me a fucking break. AMC's on borrowed time. They're going to be done. Listen, I think the popcorn is like their last way of saying at least we'll use the name and we'll still have popcorn going, and we'll be able to make some money selling that based off of a name that's been living for a long time. You know, it's, I don't know how, maybe it's like 100-year-old company or something like that, whatever the case may be, but they're using the name to market something. That way, if they have to close the doors on the actual theaters, at least they've got a product that still is generating money. Maybe that's the strategy with the popcorn. That in cahoots with theater experience, it doesn't really help. But if it's a product on its own, aside from the theater experience, and that dies off, and you're just selling popcorn based off of everybody thinking, oh man, how nostalgic, I can buy the AMC popcorn, they're not around anymore, but I loved their popcorn and I'll continue to buy the popcorn. So in any case, all is well over here on this end. With John Wick sniping, things are going very well. You know, I trade my stocks on a daily. I've got other things that if you followed my channel, you know that I was working on, and they've already been completed. So as you can see, I'm in a different type of car, and you know, things have just gone pretty well recently, and I just haven't had time to really YouTube, and doesn't really matter because there's only one particular stock that YouTube will promote for you to get views and grow your channel. Other than that, if you don't find something else to talk about or something else that's different, they're just not going to recommend your channel, and your channel can't grow, therefore hurting your ability to make more money or grow whatever your earnings are on YouTube. But in any case, I always watch AMC, and while you guys are still holding, apparently, which I doubt there's even remotely close to the amount of people still holding that stock that there once was. So your strategy doesn't work anyway with AMC if you didn't get everybody to hold. Not to mention, I think the market makers, possibly the government, the SEC, all the entities possibly that you can think of, I think that this is their way of screwing the retail investor, because in honesty, at the end of the day, this was collusion. If you really think about it, we colluded on social media. Started during the pandemic when everybody was locked up at home and you were watching YouTube, and somebody alerted you to these stocks, these meme stocks, GameStop, AMC, so on and so forth. And this is their way of saying, you guys don't run this shit, we do. And even though you got it right, we're not going to let you have your victory because you colluded to do so, started by Wall Street Bets, because that's just not the way they designed the stock market. They didn't design it for the public to collude together and say, hey, let's run into a stock and let's squeeze out a position, let's collude, let's all do this together. I don't think that I don't think it's legal. I don't really know. I didn't really care either. I was willing to jump in at the same time also. But at the same time, even if it is legal, there is no problem with doing that. This is their way of saying, you ain't getting us on this. You know, you guys are doing what you did, and we're going to do what we are doing. And that's why I'm saying this is not going to go anywhere close to what you think. Not to mention that they have multiple tools to stop any sort of run. As you can see right now, whenever a stock has a massive run up, they halt it. And then what happens is they ladder it down. And if you start buying it up again, they'll just halt it. They'll slow you down. They'll slow down all of the FOMO of people buying in. And then they ladder it down. They bring it down. They bring it down. They won't drop it really quick. They'll just, you know, it'll be like, let's say a stock's $10 and everybody's talking about it, and it's, you know, everybody's buying in, and it just rushes up to, I don't know, 12 or 13 right away, and they stop it right there. That's it. That's how they control the FOMO. They stop it, they halt it, people lose interest, it's halted, they want to gamble, they want to put their money into something that's currently moving, they lose the interest, and then when it opens up, generally it starts to tick down, and then it has like another sharp rise up. If you notice, there's always more halts going up than there are halts going down, because they can manage it going down. But the buying pressure of it going up, see, they've got that settled. They've got that already figured out. All right, well, all they're going to get is a 20% increase at one point, 10 or 20% increase, whatever it is that triggers the halt. And that's it. They'll stop you right there, and then they bring you down. So my point is, they're not going to let AMC do what you thought, or what these idiots were telling you over 2 years. They're not going to let it do that. Do you understand? This stock is not going from 4 to 400. in one shot. It's not going to happen. Don't you understand that? Or you just want to keep listening to people that just, blow smoke up your ass. Like, oh, really? It can happen? We can get to $50,000 a share? No, you can't. It's not going to happen. The problem is the guys that you're listening, they don't know anything about the stock market. They're just involved in this narrative, and they're just searching social media and looking at all the stories and creating their own narrative, but they don't know, they haven't been watching the market. I was live trading with a large group of people on a daily basis. We saw different tickers by the 20s. Every single day there was a different pump, and we saw how they managed those pumps. What do you think? They're gonna let AMC, the most known pump and dump, right up to the moon? That ain't happening. Those days are over, and you don't have people holding anyway. You got what is left of people that still think this, but they're going to be out once it rides up anyway. And in order for it to even reach large numbers anyway, you needed everybody to hold past certain numbers that a lot of people are going to sell at. You understand? Like if it gets to 10, a lot of people are going to sell that just saw 4 and didn't get out at 20 pre-reverse split. Once they get to 10, they're like, all right, I doubled it. I doubled my money back. I'm out of here. And you can't get up to the high numbers because you definitely can't get up to like 50 or 100, and I'm talking pre-reverse split. Post-reverse split, obviously, it'd be different denominations because the value of the stock would be much higher. But in any case, folks, it's just one way or another, it ain't going to happen. Okay? Can you buy a position now in hopes to just like replay it the right way, which is to just grab some quick money as it rides up? Yeah, but with your original plan of buying and holding and reaching high numbers, that plan is dead and buried. And hopefully you know that, because you're going to find out pretty soon one way or another. So anyway, I know this video is long. Hopefully you guys watch them in 2 times speed and you get through them in half the time. But thanks for watching. John Wood Sniping is out.